This is breaking news.
Tony Awards 2024 predictions, Hell's Kitchen or Outsiders, which will win Best Musical? It's not just the humidity that has Midtown Manhattan sweating bullets, it's the Tony Awards. While several races on Broadway's latest night are all but wrapped up, the most coveted prize, Best Musical, is going right down to the wire. Nobody is totally sure if Hell's Kitchen or The Outsiders takes it. I guarantee this year's telecast will be a lot more fun than the bump-free road to Oppenheimer at the Oscars. Here's who I predict will win at the Tonys, which air Sunday at 8 p.m. on CBS. Yes, there are 5 nominees: Hell's Kitchen, Illinoise, Suffs, Water for Elephants, and The Outsiders. But the real competition, as it has been since the day the nominations were announced back in April, is between Alicia Keys' Hell's Kitchen and the twangy adaptation of Southeast Hinton's young adult novel, The Outsiders. I've spoken to voters for all of these shows, and it's the Greasers and Socs that get the most impassioned responses. Everyone says Hell's Kitchen, but I say The Outsiders, one voter told me. It's a work of art. More blasé was a Hell's Kitchen advocate who was not as effusive about the reason they clicked the box next to that show. Not sure why, they said. How to get discounted Broadway tickets for all 2024 Tony-nominated shows. The Outsiders voter also made a historical observation. It's so much better. It's like Wicked and Avenue Q. Everyone predicted Wicked. Broadway still talks about the Tonys 20 years ago when the hilarious puppet musical scored a shocker win against Elphaba thanks to a shrewd Vote Your Heart campaign. But what this battle reminds me more of, though, is Beautiful, the Carole King musical versus A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder a few years later, a jukebox juggernaut against a book adaptation that's building momentum. You see, Gent's Guide toppled Tapestry in part because it had so many producers who were conveniently also Tony voters. Now consider that The Outsiders has about double the number of producers as Hell's Kitchen. The cynic in me believes that disparity could matter. On the flip side, many say Keys' show has snared the 100 or so road voters who would like it to come to their cities. This category will be awfully close, but I've talked to enough insiders who say Outsiders. Stevie Nicks once sang something about landslides. As much as I admired Prayer for the French Republic and Mary Jane, David Adjmi's Stereophonic, about a fictional 1970s band that's basically Fleetwood Mac, is the only contender here. It's more than 3 hours long and has original rock songs. Remember a few months ago when everybody thought, wrongly, that the excellent revival of Merrily We Roll Along would be in a tight fight with the dark and atmospheric Cabaret? Brandon Jacobs Jenkins' play is just over 10 years old, and yet here it is duking it out with Ibsen. While everybody is split on whether the relatively new play is really a revival per se, it has more fans than An Enemy of the People, a hit though it is, or the long-closed Pearly Victorious. You can bet on Jonathan Groff winning his first Tony Best Actor in Musical for Merrily We Roll Along, and his co-star Daniel Radcliffe will take Featured Actor in a Musical. I suspect Jeremy Strong from Succession will finally get over the sting of losing all those TV awards to Kieran Culkin by accepting the Best Actor in a play for An Enemy of the People. And Sarah Paulson most likely has Actress in a Play in the bag over her American Horror Story co-star Jessica Lange, Mother Play, for her vicious turn inappropriate. Featured Actress in a Musical is neck and neck. It could go to Lindsay Mendez for Merrily. It would make sense to award the whole trio, or Keisha Lewis for her knockout vocals and emotional arc in Hell's Kitchen. My pick is Lewis. Actress in a Musical is even tougher. Will it be Kelly O'Hara, who did some of her best work ever as a spiraling drunk in Days of Wine and Roses? Or new star Mola Joy Moon, whose voice is stunner in Hell's Kitchen? I'm calling it for O'Hara, if only because the role is meatier.